There you have it. This project is almost done. This is rainwater coming in. It's not city water. I built a system to flush my toilet on rainwater. But it's pretty simple. This is the commode, obviously. I just shut the city water off, and I got this other line piped in from outside of my tank, which runs off a pump that runs off of two 12-volt float switches, which are dirt cheap. And being as they're 12 volt, they work pretty good with my solar system. There it is in action. It takes it a little bit longer to fill up because I just got a little pump on it. It's a little 6-watt pump. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. But it does pretty good to pull it up out of the tank and get it up in here into the commode. There you have it. She's full. Alright, I just found an old piece of aluminum, I think out of some scrap I had. It worked rather well. I just screwed it to the float switch and hung it upside down, and then it just kind of hangs over the back of the commode, and then the wires kind of go out through this little notch here. That pipe just goes down to the back, and that's a 1/2-inch poly pipe, I think is what it's called. But if you want to do this yourself, it's dirt cheap at Lowe's. It's like 100 foot for like 13 bucks, which is freaking awesome. And it's black, so it won't grow algae inside of it. And if you take a 3/4-inch paddle bit, that is the perfect size for it. It'll slip right down in there, nice and sealed. It won't leak out through you won't lose any air or anything through there. And then I just drilled a smaller separate hole for the wire for the switch to run through. Pretty sweet. Okay, now we're outside, and this is where it drops down out of the trailer floor. And that's just a check valve right there, so it doesn't siphon the water all the way back into the tank and the line stays full of water. And that just runs all the way down. I have to excuse my yard, it's a mess because I've been working on this. That runs down, 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 and then just comes out right here. And then that runs into my pump. This is not completed yet. This will actually set up underneath the porch up here and not be all stuck out like this. But then down in here is my pumps in the bottom of this tank, and then there's another float switch, and I just wired the float switches together, and then the two left over ends, of course, to my battery. Now this is going to be running off of solar since it's all 12 volt. And then this my rain collection system starts. There's one that's just a 10-foot piece of gutter. I'm going to add another one, and that should supply more than enough water to flush that back toilet, keep it going for a while with the rainfall that we have. And that runs down, and here's my first flush system right here. That's just a 3-foot piece of pipe, and what I did was out of the bottom of the gutter attachment, I put a little 22-degree little turn to turn it sideways. Now, one of the colleges, I can't remember, I looked at it on the video, said you'll only have water disturbance down to a foot below where it comes in there, so you don't need a tennis ball or anything. And then I put the 22 in there, the 22 angle in there, just to help a little bit more. But that's plenty for the small amount of roof that I'm collecting. I think that's probably about 1.5 gallons that holds. But for the little bit that I'm collecting, that's plenty for a first flush. Then of course once that fills up, it runs down into this tube, and this is going to be of course up under there, but I decided to put one of these in so I can add chlorine to it, because I'm just going to get pull tablets to add chlorine, keep the algae and the growth and everything out of there. So I can just drop those right in there, put the cap back on, and next time it rains it'll flush it right down into the tank for me and keep it all clean and algae free. But that is it. All really simple. I'd say I probably got about $60 in the PVC plumbing. I got the tank for free. That was just a full-size ag tank like this one back. Oh, you see it in my junk pile here. It's just a regular old tank that you see everywhere, and all I did was I just hacksawed the frame off up to the level where it would slide up under the porch here. You can see that right there. I just cut it off at an angle so those go down so they won't stick out and cut anything. They're nice and smooth on top. And then I just took a sawzall and cut the tank in half and slid the top part over the bottom part. And when that's full of water, it actually pushes the sides from the bottom part out to the sides of the top part, so it seals it pretty good. Well, good enough anyway. But there it is. Yay!